Hi, welcome to the 10-Minute Parent. My name is Pastor Don Boldt, and I'll be your teacher for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And today we're going to be taking a look at who does God hold responsible. This is one of those global ones. I'm going to reference some things in the Bible, but I'm not necessarily going to be going down to particular words in a verse. I want you to just think about in the Bible how God gives authority to people and then holds them responsible. God gave authority to Adam and Eve. Hold them responsible. God gave the authority and responsibility to Abraham, to all the patriarchs. He gave authority to Moses. All these, Elijah, the prophets, all these people, and then God held them accountable for what they did. Well, today is a very simple lesson, but I hope it stays in your mind. And that's this. Okay, so today, let's say I just said, my throat's getting dry doing all these messages and everything, and I turn to somebody, and now mind you, this is somebody I have authority to ask them to do things, and so I turn to them and say, I'd like you to please get me a cup of cold water. No ice, please. It's just let the tap run until it's cold, and then get me a nice cold glass of water. So they walk away, and they get about 10 steps away, and they start thinking, I've got a lot to do today. A lot of other responsibilities and everything. So they bump into someone and they say, look, Pastor Don would like something to drink. Could you get him a glass of cold water? All right, and so they hand off the responsibility. And that person gets about 10 feet away and they realize, goodness gracious, why am I doing this? There's other people who can do this. And so, in fact, there's people more qualified than me who can do this. And so they go to somebody and say, Pastor Don wants something to drink. Well, this goes on, and eventually back comes the nice hot cup of coffee. All right. My question to you, which is a simple one, is who am I going to hold responsible? Okay. Am I going to hold the person who brought me the cup of coffee responsible? No, because I didn't command them. I did not give them a responsibility. It was a conferred responsibility. All right. There are many things that happen with our children where we hand off our authority as parents to other people to do things. Perhaps in a school setting, maybe in an athletic setting, or those sorts of things. But what I want to just, convey today is something just to consider, is that in all of that, at the end of the day, at the end of your life, when you see the Lord, and He starts to ask you about how you raised those children that He gave to you. Why do I say that He's going to do that? Well, we started looking through the Scriptures to find all the places where there were words that pertain to the family. Mom, dad, brothers, sisters, families, that sort of thing, households. We looked at all those scriptures. We counted up to 10,000 words placed various places in the Bible that were telling us that what God was talking about at this particular point was about family, about parents and children. That I have to believe that when we see Him, we will answer for that. Well, what am I saying? Am I saying that you're going to lose your salvation over this? No, but I want you to come back with me just for a moment to 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10, where it says that we must all, and by the way, read the context, it's talking to believers, all right? It's talking to people who are followers of Jesus, and it says that we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ to receive, to be recompensed, to be repaid for the things done in the body, whether they were good or bad. And we will answer for these things. There's a day coming when God will bring us before Him to give an account for that authority that He gave us, for those children that He gave to us, and ask us about what we did. Those gifts, if ever there was a gift in life, a child is a gift. And so we need to act responsibly, in the way that we do these things. And, it's just simply, God holds us responsible for the use of that authority with our children. And not to be 100% comfortable with the idea that somehow, because I passed it off to somebody else, that, hey, everybody else is doing this. Okay, I passed off the authority to somebody, well, hey, but they're the professionals. All these different reasonings that we use as to why we feel less responsible for the outcome because somebody else is doing it. But to understand the primary teachers, the primary leaders of those children are you as moms and dads. And so with that, I'm going to say God bless you. Thank you for coming and listening to us on the 10-Minute Parent, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.